And we're back, Cold Ones with Marc and Matty Ice. After a little bit of college talk, we're going to talk some NFL playoffs. Playoffs? We're gonna
Are you kidding me? Playoffs?
You kidding me?
I've received some criticism. Of course, I went against Tony Romo last week. He proved me wrong. Of course, I went against Mark Sanchez. He proved me wrong. And point given. Point given. I got a shout out from legendary Wethersfield High School basketball coach Michael Verderam. Said, cuz I've been riding with your wagers all year on Cold Ones, and you're better than that. You're better than 1-3. So I'm gonna step it up this week, and we're gonna go over the NFC.
We're looking for 4-0s this week.
We're looking to go 4-0. We're gonna go over the NFC. First games on Saturday, 4:30. The Cardinals coming off a huge win against the Green Bay Packers.
The forgotten game this weekend, the Cardinals Saints. Nobody really talking about it.
The Cardinals Saints is a forgotten game. It's kind of slipping under the radar. The Saints are 7-point favorites. A little high.
I would say so. I mean, if you think about it, the Saints' first team really hasn't played in a month. I mean, they rested their starters. They had a debacle in Dallas that ended and after that loss to Dallas, they lose to Tampa Bay. They don't start anybody for a couple weeks. So they've been resting for a month. Now, there's two sides to this theory. Resting your starters. They're going to be good to go. They're going to be cocked, rocked, ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the other thing is that it's a timing offense. Drew Brees wants to be on point with his receivers. And after a month, they practice. They practice 3 days a week. Okay, but that's not game speed. That's not playoff speed. I don't know what kind of Saints team are we going to see.
Here's the thing. The difference is when the game starts, Arizona's going to have the edge, because I don't think that the Saints could go out there and score on the first possession, maybe the first two possessions. So Arizona's going to have 2 possessions to get a lead. If Arizona does not take advantage of the Saints' kind of sluggish start that they're going to have from not playing in a while, then the Saints are going to get into flow and blow them out. So Arizona has 2 or 3 possessions, offensively and defensively, to make a statement, prove that they belong. They need to go out there and prove that they belong. Punch the Saints in the face. If the Saints come out there and they score in the first possession, game's over.
Yeah.
Game's over. So, we talk about Drew Brees, not that much playoff experience. Kurt Warner, who theoretically may be one of the best playoff quarterbacks ever.
He's got I believe he has the top 3 passing yardage performances ever in a playoff.
He won the Super Bowl with St. Louis.
Greatest show on turf.
If it wasn't for Tom Brady, great comeback and a field goal, he would have won against the Patriots. And then you talk about last year with Pittsburgh. And
one spectacular catch away from winning that game.
So you're thinking maybe 3 for Kurt Warner. He's only got 1. He's going to be there. The question is, the Saints' defense hasn't been bad. They've been good.
Right. The thing about the Saints' defense, though, Mark, is I think all season they lived and died on the takeaway. Basically pick 6 or the fumble return for a touchdown. And as a defense, they played well. Darren Sharper, crafty veteran, very very good player. He's been a ball hawk all season, but you can't make or break your defense based on that. Yeah, they have a lot of good players, but it's going to be interesting to see after an Arizona team that without Anquan Bolden carved up the second-ranked defense in the league last week with Green Bay and Arizona. But on the same token, Arizona can't be happy with how their defense played.
I believe Antrell Roll said after playing against Aaron Rodgers, he'd happily play against Drew Brees. I don't quite agree. Drew Brees is an assassin. You throw a zone against him, he's one of the only quarterbacks besides Manning, maybe Brady, who you cannot play zone against because he's so good that you can't play zone. He'll pick you apart. You have to man up on him. And a team like the Cowboys, who got a blitz and who has good shutdown corners, was able to play man against the Saints. Now, the Cardinals are going to have to follow the same script as the Cowboys. They're going to have to get pressure on Drew Brees. Can they do that? They've done a pretty good job getting pressure. Can they do it for the whole game without Drew Brees cutting them up? I don't know. So real quick, Saints are favored by 7. I'm going with the Saints. -7. I think they're going to be up by 14 or 10 late. Watch out for the cosmetic touchdown at the end to cover the spread for Arizona. But I'm taking a stand. I'm going with the Saints to win by, I'm going to say, I'm going to say the Saints win 37 to 21.
Do you want me to pick a winner or you want me to pick a spread here?
I want you to pick a spread.
You want me to pick against the spread? I'm going to go with the Cardinals against the spread, but I think the Saints are going to win the game. I think it's going to be another kind of shootout. And to tell you the truth, I think the Cardinals like where they are. They were in the same position last year. Nobody believed in them.
Right.
And Kurt Warner, who's, like we said, when it gets to the playoff time, Kurt Warner is your quarterback, you're not doing too bad. So I think the Cardinals are going to cover the spread, but I think the Saints are going to win the game. I think it's going to be another tight one.
I'm going with the Saints by double digits.
Okay.
Moving on to the Sunday game of the NFC. It's 1 o'clock. Dallas, the very hot Dallas team going into Minnesota. Minnesota is favored by 3 right now. Minnesota, a 3-point favorite. A lot of people are high on Dallas, and a lot of people saying that there's going to be an upset, that they would, quote unquote, bet their life that Dallas would be the upset. And it's well documented that I've had a big problem with Dallas. I'm a big Giants fan. I don't like Tony Romo. I believe that even though he won his first playoff game last year, he's still 0 for 2 in real life with Carrie Underwood and Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he acts. I don't like the way he does press conferences. I don't like the guy, and it's tough for a guy on the radio and the media saying he doesn't like a player, but I'm going to go out there, I'm going to be real. We're having drinks, we're having cold ones. I'm being real. I just don't like the guy.
We were talking about this before. You basically bet based on people you hate. So that's why you'll never take Tony Romo, but I think we're going to have a little revelation today, are we not, Mark?
You know what? There's an old expression, pride goeth before a fall, and you have to be objective, and you learn that. You have to be objective, and you look objectively. While Minnesota's a very good team, Brett Favre, Hall of Fame quarterback.
Well documented that I like Brett Favre.
You like Brett Favre. Brett Favre's a great quarterback.
Best.
Adrian Peterson is a great running back. The Vikings have one of the top run defenses in the league, and Dallas has been heavily relying on the run. With that being said, 3-point game, very tough game. I'm going to go with Dallas to win the football game. I think they win outright, and I'm going with Dallas. I'm going with Tony Romo. I said, hey, Tony, show me what you got, Tony. I'm putting my money, I'm putting probably $1,000 on you, Tony. Can you do something? Can you finally do something for me that I can maybe like you, maybe?
I think the winner of this game might very well win the Super Bowl.
Now, a lot of people have told me that since Carrie Underwood is getting married, engaged,
hockey player,
that maybe I would forgive Tony Romo, that we have something in common now.
Forgive and forget.
I may do it, and I'm giving Tony a shot. I'm taking him for probably $1,000 plus the 3. And Tony, if you're listening, just do something with your life.
I'll tell you what. I mean, as much as you hate Tony Romo, it's probably as much as I like Brett Favre.
Probably, yeah.
I think he's great. I think him and Childress have buried the hatchet. You hear reports all week that he's coachable. He's not a bad guy. I mean, they just had a little tiff, and they demolished the Giants. You give this 40-year-old a week off to relax, hang out with the family,
right.
And then when you look at the defense, you look at guys like Jared Allen, who's an every down player. You look at the Williams wall. I mean, they got just as good a defense as the Dallas Cowboys might also. I really like Brett Favre on rest in that dome. As much as people said he was a cold weather quarterback, he's been playing pretty well on the indoors too.
Right. It's not to say he's not good in the indoors. Maybe better at the old age.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go against you again here, Mark. I'm gonna say even though Tony Romo got his first win, he's going to have to wait at least another year for a second. I don't think he wins here. I think the Vikings, like I said, the winner of this wins the Super Bowl. So if I'm going to go with the Vikings this weekend, I guess I'm going to go with the Vikings to at least get to the Super Bowl. We'll say that. So I like the Vikings minus the 3. I think they win by, it might be one of those 24-20 or 24-20 maybe, a 4-point game maybe. Maybe a touchdown.
So I'm going with the Saints to win by double digits. I'm going with the Cowboys to win the game outright.
And Matty? I'm going to go with the Saints to win by a field goal. So the Cardinals, or not by double digits at least. Cardinals going to cover that +7, and I'm going to go with the Vikings to cover the -3.
Heard it here. Cold ones, Marc and Matty Ice.